Good morning, Alan. Hello, everyone else. It's time for our monthly visit with Blake 7. Today, Mission to Destiny. The Liberator encounters a spaceship, the Ortega, drifting in a circular orbit. Blake, Avon, and Callie teleport over and discover a dead pilot and an unconscious crew. Once revived, the latter are revealed to be from the planet Destiny, which is afflicted with a fungal plague. The ship bears the cure, an expensive device called a neutrotope. The crew are baffled, as although one of their number is missing and a life rocket launched, the neutrotope is still present. The ship is now incapable of flying faster than light, so Blake offers to take the device back to Destiny, while Avon and Callie remain to effect repairs and solve the mystery. The corpse of the missing crewman comes to light, and a third crewman, Mandrian, is killed in such a way as to implicate his aggressive colleague Sondheim. Meanwhile, Blake discovers that he has been given an empty box and hastens back to Ortega. Avon takes as his final clue a seemingly meaningless message scrawled by the dying pilot. It identifies the murderer, Sarah, Mandrian's lover, who locks herself into the flight deck to await rendezvous with a mystery ship, honing in on a device on board the Ortega. Avon stages a subterfuge to draw her out, and Blake returns to teleport everyone over to the Liberator. Sarah remains behind and is killed, along with the pirate occupants of the mystery ship, by a bomb planted by Blake. Let's take a little deeper look into this story. Mission to Destiny is a traditional mystery story, something that is unusual for Blake 7. Despite being something unusual for the series, it is a very watchable story, and the mystery is well designed. Let's start with the idea that there is a parallel between the ship's crew and the seven themselves. There are two women, an aggressive and intelligent man, a small, humorous man, a leader figure, and a secret murderer. The analogy is partial only, but it is there. The mystery is carefully thought through. Sarah has only one canister of sonovapor tranquilizing gas, and no precise time of the rendezvous or even a way of communicating with the pirates. These pirates wish to steal the Nutritope. The pirates do keep tabs on her, though, via a homing beacon. Therefore, her original plan must have been to knock out the crew with the gas, smash the controls, to immobilize the ship, then kill Dortmund, place his corpse in a life rocket, and launch it, thereby creating a riddle to misdirect the crew. Rayford's death was not planned. He was killed only because the air vents on the flight deck were closed. This kept him from the effects of the gas. Avon would later suggest that Dortmund may have been a red herring to cover Rayford's death after the Liberator crew had transported on board, which meant the original intention was to keep the crew tranquilized while the pirates boarded the ship and stole the Nutritope. Remember, Sarah did not know exactly where they were to be boarded and only had one cylinder of gas. Also, it was unlikely that she could have devised and acted on this plan in the short amount of time available after the Liberator crew arrived. But it is reasonable to assume that they surprised her while she was attempting to carry out her original plan, and this forced her to hide Dortmund's body. To the clever viewer, there are hints to the murderer's identity in this story. First, Rafford reacts to the unknown killer somewhat flirtatiously, suggesting it is a woman. Second, Avon's remark to the effect that someone other than the killer already knows. This implies that it would have to have been one of the four people sharing rooms: Sarah, Mandrian, Sondheim, or Pasco. Later, after Mandrian is killed, it is clearly not Sondheim who did it, as whoever killed Mandrian was the same one who had sabotaged the cable, and the insulated saw used to cut it was not present. Sondheim only had a knife. Mandrian's death, of course, adds an additional element. He knew Sarah was up to something, yet he cared enough for her to keep quiet all about his suspicions to Kendall. But she was willing to kill him in pursuit of personal gain. Yet the crew preferred to believe that there was a stowaway rather than it being one of them. To do this, they ignored the fact how difficult it would have been for a stowaway to stay hidden on a small ship. But like most of us, they chose to believe the improbable, not the possible, to avoid blaming one of themselves. This mystery does contain one slight fudge. Kendall, we learn, is the only one with the combination and the molecular key to the safe where the nutritope was stored, and yet, after showing and explaining to Blake what it was, he left it unlocked, then later asked Sarah to retrieve it for him. It was unlikely that he is in on the plan, as he could have easily given Sarah the code and covered up for her. But it is hard to believe that the crew trusts Blake. If the Liberator and crew are the pirates, they could have easily just stolen the nutritope, not going through all of the subterfuge. Also, not all of the crew trust Blake. This is observed when Sondheim follows Callie, truly not to apologize, as he sounds, well, quite unconvincingly when he makes this excuse. Oh, she does not believe him, but the fact is, he does not trust her or Blake and wants to see what she is up to. The strongest of the regulars in this story is Avon, and Gan may as well not even be written into the story. Now, with Avon taking center stage for the first time, Paul Darrow shows that he is up to the task of being the series lead. Avon is developed throughout the story. He agrees to stay on the Ortega, it seems out of curiosity, for he is a clever man intrigued by a puzzle. Staying shows that he trusts Blake with both the nutritope and his life. Although Blake is not strongly featured in the story, we see a new side to his character as well. He helps the Ortega for humanitarian reasons, but is ruthless in deliberately planting a bomb on board of the Ortega to kill the pirates. As it turns out, also their conspirator, the murderer. Blake might be quite liberal, but he can use violence in a quite of a matter-of-factly way when he feels it is necessary. Mission to Destiny is a departure from the series format, but it does not suffer from this and is well paced, a mystery well worth watching. So enjoy your journey through time and space, and good night.